Some people call it an operating system in disguise, others a programmer's playground, and some even call it a relic from a totally different era of computing. Today, we are cracking open one of the most legendary and maybe one of the most debated pieces of software ever written, GNU Emacs. And look, let's be real for a second. The first time you lay eyes on it, it's kind of jarring. It looks like a text editor straight out of the 1980s. I mean, you can almost hear the dial-up modem screeching in the background. It's so easy to just look at it and think, nope, not for me.
But here's the thing, that first impression, it could not be more wrong. This thing, it's not just an editor. It's way, way more. Think of it as an entire ecosystem, a whole philosophy baked right into the code. And it has been quietly shaping the digital world for, get this, over 40 years.
Okay, so let's start peeling back the onion here. The official description calls it an extensible, customizable, free/libre text editor, and that all makes sense. But then they add this little phrase that just changes everything, and more. Richard Stallman, the guy who created it, called it the extensible self-documenting text editor. Now that word, extensible, that's the key to the whole thing. It's not just a buzzword on a feature list. It's a fundamental promise. It's saying, hey, this software isn't ours anymore. It's yours. Take it, change it, make it do whatever you want. So that brings us right back to the big mystery, doesn't it? What exactly is this and more? Well, that's what we're going to dig into right now.
All right, to really get this and more thing, we have to look under the hood. See, the secret to Emacs isn't really what it does out of the box. It's what it's built from. Think about it like this. Most apps you use are like a finished tool, say a hammer. It's great for hammering nails, but that's it. Emacs is different. It's not the hammer. It's the entire workshop, complete with raw steel, a forge, and a powerful engine at its heart, a Lisp machine. So at the very core of this thing is an engine that runs a programming language called Emacs Lisp. And this is where it gets kind of wild. Emacs isn't really a program you run in the normal sense. It's a live, breathing Lisp environment that you actually live inside of. You're not just using the tools from the workshop. You are literally in the workshop, with the power to change everything around you. So here's the architecture broken down. It's actually pretty brilliant. It starts with a teeny tiny C program. Its only job to fire up that big, powerful Emacs Lisp engine. And from that second forward, almost everything, and I mean everything, from saving a file to the colors of your text is just Lisp code running inside that engine. And the craziest part, you can change any of that code on the fly while the program is still running. It's unbelievable.
So think about it. What happens when you give a community of smart, dedicated users the power to literally rewrite their own tools from the inside out for 40 straight years? Well, you get what people call the everything application. This is where we finally pay off that promise of, and more. First things first, yes, it is an absolutely phenomenal code editor. We're talking smart, content-aware modes for hundreds of languages, but then the community builds these incredible tools on top of it like Magit for handling Git. Seriously, people will go to war saying Magit is the single best way to use Git, period. So as a development environment, it's world-class, no question. But see, the philosophy is, why stop at just code? If you're spending all your time in this super powerful, customizable space, why should you have to leave to do anything else? And that's where things like Org-mode come in. It's this legendary system for planning your life and taking notes. But it doesn't stop there. You've got email clients, a calendar, a file manager. It's not just an editor. It's a whole productivity suite. And then you get to the wonderfully weird stuff. I'm not kidding. Emacs has a built-in web browser. It has chat clients. It can literally take over your desktop and become your window manager. And just because it ships with a text adventure game, you have to ask, why? And the answer is always the same in the Emacs world. Why not? If you can build it in Lisp, you can put it in Emacs. Now, all this incredible, almost insane flexibility, it's not an accident. It didn't just happen. It is the direct result of a deep-seated philosophy. Because Emacs is more than just code. It's a flagship, a banner carrier for the entire free software movement. And I mean that literally. We have to go back to 1985. Richard Stallman had just started his GNU Project, this massive, ambitious plan to build a completely free and open operating system. And what was the very first program they released to the world? GNU Emacs. It wasn't just a utility, it was a statement. It was the first shot fired in a revolution. You see, Emacs is the living embodiment of these four essential freedoms that the movement is all about. It's not just about being free of cost. It's about the freedom to see how it works, to pop the hood and study the engine, the freedom to change it, which, as we saw, is baked into its very DNA, and the freedom to share your improvements with others. This was a completely radical idea at a time when companies were locking down their software and hiding the source code. Emacs was the total opposite. Okay, so there's an elephant in the room. A common criticism you'll hear is, sure, it's powerful, but it's old, it's a museum piece. But that's just not what the reality shows. Emacs isn't a fossil. It is a living, breathing, and constantly evolving project. I mean, just look at the history. This is not a project that's stuck in the past. It got a modern graphical interface back in the 90s. In 2012, a huge game changer, a built-in package manager, making it super easy to add new features. And check out what's happening right now. In the last couple of releases, they've added native compilation for its Lisp code, which gives it a massive speed boost. And that's becoming the default. This isn't just patching bugs, this is serious, forward-thinking innovation. And we're not talking about just under-the-hood stuff. The recent releases are packed with features any developer today would get excited about. We've got tree sitter integration for way smarter code analysis, native support for things like JSON and SQLite. It has a built-in client for the language server protocol. That's the same tech that powers the super smart autocomplete and brand new editors. This is not your dad's text editor anymore. It's competing right here, right now. So it all comes down to this. We live in a world of sleek, single-purpose apps. You have one app for notes, one for email, one for code, and none of them talk to each other. They're locked down black boxes. Emacs is the complete opposite of that. It's a throwback for sure, but maybe it's also a look forward to an idea of a single, open, and endlessly shapeable environment where you are in control. So I'll leave you with this question. In a world full of specialized tools, what's the real value of having one tool that you can make into anything?